Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. My name's Alistair, and this is my channel. Thank you for popping in. So this is about the fourth time I've tried to do this review. Um, Maybe fourth time's the charm in this case. Right. Today I'm talking about a writer called Richard Ford. He only ever wrote three books, um, and you would see those on the title card. And he was a lawyer, and he is also a musician, a singer-songwriter. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book is this one, Quest for the Faradawn, which I read back when it was published back in the 1980s, and I got it in a book club hardback edition uh, way back then. I think it had just been published, and I was of an age and at a time in my life that I was reading lots of fantasy, but I'd kind of gone from C.S. Lewis to Tolkien, and then chopping it up between Conan the Barbarian and whatever else, the Horse Clans, whatever else I could get my hands on. And then I got this one. I saw it in a book club booklet. Do you remember those? Um, the little booklets that you used to get with all the new releases, and I really liked the cover. And I kind of liked what it was going on about. It was saying it's a Tolkien-esque adventure, so that got me straight away. Anyway, I uh, I bought it, got it, read it in a couple of days. It's not that long. It's only about 310 pages, but in that day and age, I'd burn the midnight oil whilst reading a book that I was really into, and I really loved it. It wasn't perfect. It isn't perfect, but it's a book that has stuck with me for most of my life. Unfortunately, that edition went the way of all of my books when I left the UK and moved to Brazil. But now moving back, I'm aiming to build back some core parts of my library, and core parts of my library was this Quest for the Faradawn. So this came out in 1982, and basically what it's about is about a boy who has been raised by animals in Silverwood here in the UK, in England, and how, I don't know, he was abandoned by his parents on a snowy night, then found by a badger and brought up by the badger and his family, and learned to survive in the wild wood, Silverwood, which really, it can't be that big, and me knowing woods as they are, they're not. I couldn't imagine this ever happening, but you never know. Who knows? Maybe it's in that region, one of those woods that Robert Holstock loved writing about. Anyway, yeah. So he's brought up by the animals, and he has been tasked, or one day he's tasked with finding the Faradawn. Okay, this is when it has all kinds of adventures in the beginning, getting picked up by the farmer, and then with his animals he learns to speak in animalese, so he can speak with badgers and foxes, owls, ducks, probably mice as well, I don't know. But anyway, so he learns the language of the animals, and the Silverwood is threatened, so he has to go and see the elves. So he goes on a quest with a small group of animals, which do include a dog, a golden retriever, and they end up with the elves and the elves have tasked them to find the Faradawn, the seeds of the Faradawn. And at the end of the book, I don't think it's a spoiler to tell you, but at the end of the book, basically the world blows up, and it's man's fault, obviously. And the seeds of the Faradawn, or the Faradawn, are the seeds for the next world. Anyway, so this was really good. It wasn't a massive long read, bit clunky in some places, bit derivative in others, but an enjoyable read, and it had quite a good message to it as well. So, having read that, I then bought this, and this is the same edition. Look at that, it's a bit of a chunky tome. This is the second in the Faradawn trilogy, as it turned out. Melvaig's Vision. I hated this book with a passion. I really hated it, but I read it. I've not then and not now. I've never DNF'd a book. Well, not never, but I've always gone back to them. So I really hated this book because of the relationship between the father and his son, a very young child. Melvaig has that his village has been raided by the baddies, and he and his young son, what's his young son's name? Bracker. Okay, he and his young son have to find his wife and his son's mother, the mother of his child, because she's been taken away by the raiders, and it ends up that he brings down the tyrannous Extalan, or the Helots of Extalan, and they ends up bringing down that tyranny. So yeah, I found this very, very clunky. It gets very boring in some places. I reread it recently, and it's 446 pages, as you can see. I mean, if I put them side by side, you can see the difference. And I think maybe 100 odd pages in this one could have been sacrificed with absolutely no problem whatsoever. And also, as I say, I mean, I was about 20 when I read this. When because I got it when it came out. Yeah, 85. So I was 84, but so I got the 84 edition, the first edition. Then this is an 85 edition, so a reprint. And I hated it. I was about 20. I just really hated his son. His son was very whiny, disobedient. But there you go. That's the callousness of youth. Having since become a father and grandfather, I can pretty much understand where the guy's coming from in certain aspects. I read it again recently and still found it very clunky, very how can I say, repetitive, at times laughable, where you have things that are going on that you think, well, why the hell's he doing that? You know, but read it and put it on my bookshelf. So that brings us to book number 3, The Children of Ashgaroth, which is the third part of the Faradawn trilogy. I must say that you can read any of these on their own as standalones. So you know, I wouldn't have any compunction to to say to you to read them all three. Read them if you like, if you're a completist like me, and you want to see how things progress. They don't. I mean, as I say, they can be read as standalone. So there's no real connection between the three books, apart from some of the villains and the elves and whatnot. So the Children of Ashtaroth is a peaceful oasis and is under threat. The wicked Baal persuades the people that killing for food should be permitted, thus sowing the seeds of destruction in Ashtaroth. So that's one of the things they were pretty much forced into becoming vegans or vegetarians at least. And among its people, for Morven and Melvaig, the sands of time seem to be running out. And on the shoulders of Braca, Morven's son, will fall the task of saving the world from Driag's horrifying rule. Driag is something from the first book. Now, at last, the animal heroes of Quest for the Faradawn have a champion to take up their cause. Yeah. Okay, so there's kind of a gore fest in here, if you like that, where the children are quite literally given permission to tear people limb from limb, the evildoers, as it were, and it's quite graphic in that respect. So once again, it's a very chunky book. I mean, how many pages is this? 444, so it's about the same size as Melvaig's Vision. So I mean, the characters are pretty much the same as in Melvaig's Vision, so could be just a duology. I enjoyed it at the time. I recently reread the whole thing, all three of them, and this one was first published in 86, sorry. And so they came out 84, 85 and 86. Was it 84? I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up now. This first one, 82. So it's 82, 85 and 86. So this one, is also illustrated. There are illustrations throughout, and it's been illustrated by, who's the illustrator? Owen Bell. He didn't do the cover, that was John Butler, but the interior illustrations are by Owen Bell, and they're very nice illustrations. I mean, the guy certainly has something there. There's the nasty old parents leaving what's his name? Nab. Leaving Nab in the snow to be found by the badgers. So yeah, I mean, there's some really nice illustrations in here. You see that? Yeah. So it's. I mean, I highly recommend this book. If you've never read it, read it, because it's a very good book. I would say that it's a classic, to be quite honest. Melvaig's Vision and Children of Ashtaroth. Yeah, not quite. If you're a completist like me, then read them. This one, I mean, Richard Ford has never written another book. So these were, I mean, he did quite well with these three. He got onto the Times bestseller list at one point. I think Melvaig's Vision was shortlisted for the Booker Prize. Richard Ford himself, or Rick Ford, as he's known in the music musical community. Um, the last thing I heard was he had a an album coming out in 2017. I've not heard any of his music, even though it kind of dovetails in my likes, because he's very blues, folk, and country influenced. So yeah, I mean it should be music that I like, but I've never listened to it. I may try and find some. But yeah, he did say in an interview at one point that he wrote the three books and he didn't know whether to give up his day job as a lawyer and go full time writing, or just keep on working. So he did the latter. He didn't give up his day job, and then he found that he didn't have time to do any writing. So he wrote the three books. They're three books. I think it's. I mean, I would be quite proud of the three books, especially the Quest for the Faradawn. He came in strong, but I feel there was a lack of direction and editing on Melvage's vision and the Children of Askaroth. But certainly Quest for the Faradawn is very well worth reading if you're looking for something different and you've never seen it or you've never read it. You can still find it. It's not. I don't think it's in print anymore. Certainly it's digitally, but not physically. And you'll find that it you can get it pretty reasonably in like World of Books and eBay and that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's that for now. That's for the Faradawn trilogy. Hopefully, this is the last time that I'm going to record this. And I would just like to thank everyone for tagging along. If you can give us a like and subscribe, that would be excellent. I would be most chuffed if you did that. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Thank you very much.